In the quiet stillness of an ancient stone castle, imagine the sound of iron doors creaking open, torches flickering against damp walls, and whispers of forgotten horrors echoing in the halls. The medieval ages are often remembered for their knights, grand castles, and legendary battles. But beneath the surface of chivalry and romance lay a world far darker, a world of superstition, brutal punishments, hidden conspiracies, and chilling secrets that most history books barely touch. The truth is, the Middle Ages were not only an age of glory, but also an age of fear. Ordinary people lived under the constant shadow of disease, famine, and persecution. Kings and priests ruled not only with power, but with terror, and the lives of common men and women were often decided by forces far beyond their control. Today, we are going to uncover the most disturbing and mysterious truths hidden in the medieval world, secrets that reveal a time both fascinating and terrifying. One of the darkest secrets of this era was the practice of trial by ordeal. Imagine being accused of a crime you didn't commit, and instead of standing before a fair judge, you were forced to plunge your arm into boiling water or walk barefoot across red-hot iron. If your wounds healed cleanly, it meant God had protected you, and you were innocent. If not, you were guilty and faced severe punishment. Justice, in many cases, was left not to reason, but to superstition and suffering. But justice wasn't the only realm clouded by terror. The fear of witchcraft haunted the people of medieval Europe. Women, often midwives, healers, or simply outsiders, were accused of making pacts with the devil. They were tortured until they confessed, burned alive, or drowned in rivers. Villages would turn against their own, terrified that unseen forces might curse their crops or plague their children. This hysteria, rooted in ignorance and fear, destroyed countless innocent lives. And here's something to think about. If you had lived back then, how long would you have survived such suspicion? At the same time, the medieval church held immense power, not just over faith, but over daily life. Monasteries guarded knowledge, but they also suppressed dangerous ideas. The Inquisition became a tool to silence anyone who questioned doctrine. People were tortured in dark chambers until they renounced their beliefs or confessed to heresy. Even reading certain books could cost you your freedom or your life. In an age where knowledge meant power, those who controlled learning controlled the future. But the shadows of the Middle Ages weren't confined to religion and superstition. Behind the walls of castles, secrets thrived. Kings and nobles often lived lives of luxury while peasants starved. Hidden assassinations, betrayals, and poisonings were common. In some cases, even family members turned against each other to secure a throne. Power was worth any cost, and bloodlines were often bathed in blood itself. And then there were the plagues. The Black Death, sweeping across Europe in the 14th century, wiped out nearly half the continent's population. People believed it was a punishment from God, and some even turned to bizarre rituals, whipping themselves in the streets to beg for mercy. Entire towns were abandoned, families torn apart, and life itself seemed like a fragile thread ready to snap at any moment. The stench of death filled the air, and the world must have felt like it was ending. Yet amid this darkness, there was also resilience. People adapted, survived, and even found ways to hope. But the scars of the medieval world's dark side still echo in history today. From the blood-stained tools of torture to the fear of witches, from the burning pyres of heretics to the empty villages left behind by plague, the medieval ages remind us that human civilization has always balanced between light and shadow. So the next time you imagine the Middle Ages with their castles and knights, remember the unseen world, the world of fear, suspicion, and secrets that shaped the lives of millions. What do you think? If you lived in the medieval ages, would you have been a knight, a peasant, or someone accused of witchcraft? Share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more.